Good afternoon on this lovely Thursday on the 13th, tomorrow, Valentine's Day. How's that going to help you? Well, hopefully show you a couple of little stock trades and maybe make your Valentine's Day a lot more fun. I'm here going to talk about what happens after, CPI report, inflation reports. Going to talk about some strategies. Going to talk about basically more or less how to trade today's volatile markets. Now, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. Going to have a lot of fun here. Thanks for coming in here now. But like I said, this is going to go really, really, really fast. We're going to talk about 45 minutes. And the goal today is this. I can't teach you how to make money, okay, in 45 minutes. But what I could teach you is that's going to show you that there's so much you don't know now that is hurting you that can make you that much better and that more successful by only one thing: following the orders, following brokerage firms, the big 70, 80% of the volume in the market, and knowing what side to be. And what side that is, not the left of the chart, it's the right of the chart. And that's what the key is. Now, before we move on, just quick little disclaimer, just to let you know, I'm not making any guarantees or promises. This doesn't work for everybody, all right? So there's a very high risk into trading, so I want you guys to know that. But just be very, very careful, only risk what you can afford to lose. All right. So let's go to the live markets really quick and see what's going on here. Now, there are a couple of good stocks out there that are making some big moves, and I want to kind of have a little fun with you and show you what's going on. Now, here's one stock that's been moving very, very rapidly this morning. Okay. NBRX. Now, did anyone hear about this stock, NBRX? Anybody know anything about it, or anyone have any idea? Anyone saw the stock? It just went it's about 700% right now. Margaret, you did. Okay. Rahul has no idea. Anyone else? All right, hold on. I got to bring something up here. I want to show you something here. Hold on one second, because I have one of my windows closed. I got to open up a window here for you. I want to show you something that's called level 4. All right. Let me just bring this up. Just give me a second here. All right, just getting that up and running. All right, so this stock right now just got halted. Okay, you could see there's no data coming across. The stock has got big volume here, but it's basically got halted here. It's not really doing too much. Now, why is it going up? What's driving it up? Well, only one thing. Buyers and sellers are running the stock up. But you know what? I don't want to kind of show you too much of the small cap stocks. I want to talk about some brand name stocks. I want to talk about something that most people are looking at as of today that obviously is moving. So let's focus on some brand name stocks. Let's look at Tesla, for example. All right. Actually, let's look at NVIDIA. How about NVIDIA? NVIDIA is a very popular one. NVIDIA is up pretty big today. It's up it's up about $4. Now, what's driving NVIDIA to go up? Let's see if you guys can answer this question. What's making this stock go higher? Why did it go from 31 and up to 36, and now it's down to 35? Does anybody can answer that question? Rahul says demand. Chuck says buyers. Okay. Anyone else? Come on, we got a lot of you here. Doug, what about you? Collins, Cliff, got a bunch of people in here. Irving, Lewis, what do you guys think? What made the stock go up from 130 up to 136 and right back down to 135? If you can't answer this question, you should not be trading in the market. I am going to tell you right now, it's a 90% failure rate. The tariffs, no, it's not the tariffs. Buyers. Okay. Now, this is basically why we're here. I'm here to educate you, to kind of explain to you how little you know about trading and how to fix that so we could be more profitable down the road. Do you see buyers on a chart? Yes or no? Do you see buyers? No, you don't see buyers, but everyone wants to look at the chart, right? So right now we're looking what's called the left of the chart. Now, I have an area I want to show you is called the right of the chart, okay? And the right of the chart is right here. Let me just show it to you. Give me a second here. All right. This is called the right of the chart. Hold on, I just got to update the data. Almost there. Here we go. All right, here's our data. It's just updating right now. Okay, so do you see? Let me get my little pointer right here so you guys can follow along. All right, so this is called the right of the chart. This is called the current order book. Okay, these are every single order that's out there. You see all these little lines right here? Everybody see that? Right there, I don't know if you noticed this, but you have roughly 200,000, 179,000, 300,000, 300. Look at all those orders out there. Okay. Those orders are what making resistance levels. Okay. There was a big order out here earlier, and that was at 135. By the way, if you break through a resistance level, what does it become? A support level. So that was obviously it was a resistance level. Seller got done, but there were other sellers out there. And then more sellers showed up and more sellers showed up and more sellers. Do you notice there's no buyers out here? You see, there's more sellers than buyers. Well, let me go to the chart and just let me kind of answer this really quick for you. Oops. Clear all my charts. And let me bring up. Look what happened to NVIDIA today, right? It had a good run. And it got all the way up here to that high. And now we're hovering right around this low, which is right around here. Okay. So that's why it had that nice little run early in the morning. But now you'll notice, and let me kind of split this chart for you so you can see on both sides. You see right here why you're seeing all these sellers and now the stock is starting to trend down because of all those sellers out there. All right. Seller orders wouldn't get filled if they weren't buyers. That's correct. Okay, that's right. So the sellers are there. Remember, sellers are what makes stocks go down. Buyers make what the stock go up. And you know what? Sellers can get executed. Buyers can get executed. So here you're seeing it. Let me look at another one. Palantir. Anyone here trading Palantir? All right, that one's been on the news. Been a lot. I did a lot of videos on Palantir. All right, let me just load up and look 3 hours on it. By the way, you can do this on any stock, any stock. In fact, if someone has a stock, I'll look it up. You know, as long as it's got good volume, nothing low volume, nothing like that. All right. So here you look at Palantir, and let me bring up Palantir over here really quick so you guys can see what's going on. So Palantir has been one of our big runners in our trading room. And you could see Palantir literally has been having a nice run, 65, beat earnings. Now the stock is almost at 120. Okay. Now you notice how it's kind of hovering right around here, around 120. Everybody see that right there? See that little resistance levels? Why is it doing that? Is because if you look over here on the chart, look at this big red line. There's about a 440,000 share seller out there. And if it can get past that 120, then it's going to go to 125, and that's where the next biggest sellers are. Does anyone here trade options? Anybody here trade options? Anyone? Okay, good. All right. Well, you shouldn't be trading options unless you're a good stock trader. But let me kind of explain something to you options traders. You know when they have a strike price and they said they're selling like the 120 calls and stuff like that? Anyone ever see that? Okay, because those are option trades that are out there in the future, right? But those orders are out there. So these are a lot of the algorithms, the high frequency trades, all those orders that you didn't know that existed and wonder why they're there. It's because of those orders are there. It's just a numbers game, fellow traders. All right. I got one more person that's asked me a question. One of you asked me SMCI, right? Let me look at SMCI for you. SMCI, where's that stock? SMCI. Here we go. All right. So SMCI, have you watched my video on that stock? I did a big video on YouTube on SMCI. By the way, that video right there, the one posted is the Palantir one. But SMCI has been having a really nice move. Okay. And let me bring this up over here, SMCI. And you could see here that it's got some resistance levels that were just here at 42. Big green ball means the guy got executed. Now we're at 143 for about 400,000. All right. So if you go back here, let me go back a couple of days, right? And do you see the resistance levels right here? The last couple of days, see it right there? What's that resistance levels? Could anyone tell me that? What's that resistance levels on this chart? On the intraday, you could see it right there, clear as day. Could anyone tell me what those numbers are? What's that one? What's that one? Well, we're down here, but look, it went up, came back down, went up, came back down. Now it's on its way up again. All right, Patrick, Samia, you the only ones here talking? Come on, fellow traders. Listen, I am here to help you stop losing money. If you can't answer this question, please, you should not be logged in. I'm here to show to you that if you want to do this right, you got to know where to follow these orders. All right. Well, let me show you what's going on with this stock right here. Let me clear this out. Look at all the orders out there right here. Do you notice there's no buyers? Okay. But we are coming up to a big resistance level. Look at the big orders, 400,000, 200,000, 300,000. Think about this for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions if you were able to see the future? All right. By the way, is anybody using this stuff? Anyone know? Anybody seeing stocks that you're in and seeing where the orders are? Is anybody here doing that right now? Anybody? Okay, only 2 people. That's it. 2 people. We got almost 100 people in here. We're only 2 people. You can get on Thinkorswim, Raul. By the way, we're going to have next week, we're going to have the founder of Thinkorswim, Tom Sosno's coming on my podcast next week. All right. You don't want to miss that. Well, so the thing is this. What I'm about to show you and teach you, I'll teach you a little bit about how to trade these markets. Okay. And what I basically showed you is what we do here at Cyber Trading University. So these are the things that we're going to cover: following the big money, the tools, timing during the day, all that good stuff. But listen, it's been a really, really, really busy week in the stock market. You had a lot of good earnings that came out with like CVS and Hood. And, you had the inflation report come out, shock the market. All these things help us when it comes to trading. But the thing is, you got to learn not to be an analyst yourself. What I've learned is being I live here in New York, the financial capital of the world. I was trained by the best traders in the world. And before I was very successful, I was a pretty bad trader, maybe a lot worse than any of you here. The difference was I was 22 years old, was not educated, never trained by nobody. We'll check out MS in a little bit, Juan, okay? But the thing is, there are a lot of the stocks out there, Juan, by the way, than, MS than to trade. But the thing is this: when you're trading in these markets, there are a lot of big movers in the market. You had a lot of, like here, you had a stock, BBAI, go from like $8 to $10. APPS, look at this thing, $2 to $6. There's a lot of good small caps. There's also a lot of big cap stocks out there. But the thing is, you need to know how to risk the least amount of money with the high amount of reward. So before I go there and start explaining all this stuff, let me explain to you a little bit about myself, who I am and how I got started. I'm about 53 years old. Okay. Been doing this for over 35 years. I'm a 12-time champion at the Money Show. I beat every school I went up against. But that honestly does not make you money. Okay. The reason why I do it is because everyone out there is like the people who put money where their mouth is. So what I do is I usually go right in front of everyone, and I always compete, and I kind of show you some people don't like to do that. I'm one of them that does like to do it. But the thing is, it's not about like how good I was. You know what I mean? I'm only as good as the people I surround myself with. You see, when I got started, the only way I learned how to trade is that I had to trade against good and bad traders around me. I'm not a type I used to work from home, trade from my house, and thought like I could do it myself, which, by the way, I know a lot of you are guilty of that. And don't tell me that, you know who you are, trading by yourself, watching YouTube videos. trying to figure it out how to set up your platform and all that crap. I'm telling you right now, fellow traders, it does not work. It does not work. If it does work, you got lucky. Okay. It's just basically how it is. The thing is, great traders surround themselves with great traders. All right. You want to be good at something? Everyone in here, I assume, had a job in their life. All right. You all know you had a mentor. And guess what? When you became good at it, you became a mentor to somebody else. You think you just came out one day and said, oh, I'm going to trade the stock market and, I became good at what I did. And it doesn't work like that. It still doesn't work like that. So the reason why you're here is because you probably, maybe you didn't find the right person yet, or maybe you finally realizing, maybe I should listen to Fausto after seeing a bunch of his YouTube channels or watching him on Instagram and TikTok or whatever you're using, platforms that we use on social media. But, or maybe you saw me at some of the big events at like the NASDAQ, some of the financial stations, whatever. But the thing I like to do is I like to give back to everybody. The market was very good to me, and I learned my sweet spot. But what bothers me is that there's just way too many people that lose money in trading. And I felt like God gave me a great gift, was very good to me. Now what I need to do for my traders is I feel I want to give back to everybody. And that's why I'm here. So I want to kind of educate everybody a little bit more of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And if you like this job, there is a fighting chance that you could become very good at it. Or maybe you could be like some of these people that you see part of the Cyber Trade University community. Now, this is my family. I like to always let you know I'm been married for almost 28 years. I got 3 wonderful boys. Unfortunately, I don't make girls. It's less, only girls I have is a dog, 2 cats, and 15 chickens. Okay. They're all girls. Maybe I have some fish. They might be, they also might be, women. I don't know. Okay. But the thing is, I love what I do. And I have a home living channel. I have time on my hands. I love doing these things. I cook, I garden, I fish. And I have the time to do it because trading was so good to me. I just make my money at the beginning of the day, trade with my traders in the morning, which I'm going to invite all of you here to do the same thing. And I'll show you and I'll introduce you to some of them. Some of them are here today, in the trading room. But the thing is, it's surrounding yourself with good people that love what they do and you feed off them. But listen, this is not about me. I'm not, I feel like I'm at a dating show. I'm trying to, introduce myself, but I'm here to sell myself to kind of show you that what kind of life I had. And some people like, oh, I wish I was able to do the same. You could be, there's a lot of people who've changed their lives. And I know that a lot of you here are probably at an age where you're like, I could trade my own money now. I got to make supplemental income. Social Security's not paying enough, or maybe you got laid off, COVID, whatever it may be. But you're seeing the stock market just breaking all-time highs, and you're hearing, the biggest, richest people in the world are in finance. Well, here's your chance to do it. It's all about following the big money, okay? Just to kind of keep it simple. Now, if you can get past this and understand what I'm about to teach you now, then you have a very good fighting chance to be very successful at trading. If you can't figure out what I'm doing right now within the next 15 minutes, then obviously just going to tell you point blank. It's why my father taught me, very stubborn, but it's not for you. And you know what? That's okay. So let's see if you can understand what I'm about to teach you. And if this is something you want to do, I'm going to invite all of you to come and join me for 1 full week in my trading room and see how we actually do it. So basically what we got here, fellow traders, is there's really 3 windows you really need to trade. A scanner, which is a big percentage gainer and loser. A chart, which gives you a simple basic chart. Just gives you a sense of direction where the stock is going, and also a level 3. So what I'd like to ask everyone here is, could everyone just tell me, out of the 3, how many do you have? 2, 3, 1, 0? Let me know what you have on your platform, your trading platform. What are you working on to do your trades? Larry doing 3. Irving using 3. Okay. Roll all 3. Juan's just using 2. All right, Harold, what about you? I didn't hear from you, Harold. Mark, so you only have 1 thing? Okay, Patrick, you know how to set up? Well, that's something that we do. All right. All right. So let me explain to you everything that we need, and we'll go from there. Um, by the way, Louise, you have your chat to private, I guess. So you could, there you go. Just have it to all. All right. So let's talk about the different windows. Now, I know everyone probably heard of something called level 2. Now, level 2, I'll be honest with you, has been outdated since the early 2000s. So you can see right here, you got your buyers and you got your sellers. You have the exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange, the Philadelphia, the NASDAQ, the EGX, the price that it's trading at that exchange, and the amount of shares. The problem with total NASDAQ level 2 is you're not seeing all the orders. You're just seeing the best bid and the best offer. And I know you know, and I know a lot of you here are probably saying, well, this thing moves too fast. I really don't pay attention to it. It looks pretty cool because it's blinking, it's moving and stuff, but it really doesn't really help you. Okay. It really doesn't kind of work for what we could see when we want to see order flow. All right. Now, there is something out there. I mean, you do get a lot of data. You see volume, you see depth to market, but you don't really see all the orders out there. Now, what I want to teach everybody here right now, which I'm going to explain to everyone how to get it, is that it's called NASDAQ Book Viewer. Now, I've done, I can't even, I've been on NASDAQ for several years. I do presentations for them. And the big thing is they want you to know how to trade, the exchange. And I don't know if you guys know this, but they all trade exactly the same. NASDAQ actually started it. This technology is about 40 years old, but New York Stock Exchange, CBOE, they all trade the same way. So before I get there, I have to ask everyone a question. Let's do a poll if we can. How many of you here have what's called level 3 quotes? Let's see how you all answer this question. We got a poll that's coming up right now. If you're a student of Cybertrain University, like I always say, please don't answer the question. Okay. Oh, yeah. Raul said you just watched my level 3 yesterday on YouTube. Great, great, great. Well, you know what? I have 2 videos I'm going to give all of you as a gift for being here today, and I'll go over that. All right. So let me end the poll. Look how many of you here that do not have it. Now, listen. I need all your attention right now. Please, what I'm about to show you is going to be extremely disturbing because you're going to learn right now why 90% of the people lose money. What I'm about to show you is where you're going to see a minimum of 50% of all the orders out there that trade in the market. So this is something called NASDAQ Book Viewer. Now, I'm going to tell everyone where to get it, okay? It's a gift for me to gift to you, all right? This is directly through the exchange. This is not the Fausto indicator. This is not like somebody, this is the actual market. You have a seat on the exchange. So let me explain to you what we're looking at. All right. So nobody gets confused. And hold on a second. Move this over here. I gotta access my crayons here. All right. So these are the buyers and these are the sellers. Okay. Now this is every single order that's out there that's trying to trade Palantir. Every single amount of shares. And it's showing you every price. Whoever wants to buy for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So you're seeing every single order out there in the entire market, which is pretty cool. All right. So we basically see every order. Now, how do we utilize this data? Well, I'm going to ask everyone the same question that I asked you 4 times already or 5 times. I'm losing count. Getting a little old, but it happens. What makes stocks go up and down in the market? What makes them go up and down? Buyers and sellers. Just write BNS and not the BNS that people sometimes think of. All right? Just write BNS. So we all are on the same page. Izzy, what about you? I haven't heard from you, Izzy. Are you there or are you just sitting there just watching soap operas? Tim, what about you? What makes these stocks up? Tommy, what about you? There you go. Thank you very much. Buyers and sellers. Don't think I'm not paying attention. I'm watching you guys. Listen, I take this very seriously with my students because I don't like people losing money and making these mistakes. But now look what's happening here. You got this stock right here. Palantir went all the way down, went to $99, went up, came back to $99 and went right back up to 102. Now, why did it keep bouncing right around that $99? Well, there obviously must have been a buyer. So we're going to go to the exchange and we're going to work our way down. And you're going to notice right here, there's a 6-digit number, which is right here. Well, 5 digits. Okay. They got 93,000 shares looking to be bought. Now, is that really a lot? Well, when you look at majority of the orders out there, you got 1,000, 2,000, 900. I mean, you're talking 93,000. So on the average, that's about almost 1,000 times more than every order at every other price. So in theory, yeah, it is a lot of shares. By the way, and not only is it a lot, there is 124 people that make up that 93,000. Okay. So think about this. You're seeing everybody in the world that is trading Palantir, and you're seeing exactly at what price majority they're buying it, and you're seeing at what price majority is selling it. It's almost like, wow, that kind of makes sense. It's not even makes sense. It's like common sense, right? Let's look at this example right here. Boeing going down, 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 right? And then all of a sudden, you'll see right here around resistance levels, which is around 180. And if you look on the sell part right here, because you're wondering, why does the stock keep going down? Well, if you notice right here around 180, there was 65,000 shares looking to be sold. So, yeah, the stock went up, but then you're wondering, well, why is it going down now? I thought it was going to go higher. Well, what did we talk about? What makes a stock preventing from going higher? It's not a resistance level on the chart, fellow traders. It's seller. Without those sellers, you're not going to get resistance. And that's the reason why that stock went down. By the way, did I lose anybody yet? Did I lose anybody? Did anyone following along? Probably jumping ahead. Not yet, Irving? Okay, Louise, you're fine? Margaret, you didn't lose you? All right. Well, what have we learned so far? Buyers and sellers. All right. So let's go over another couple examples. Google earnings came out, stock gets crushed, right? Goes from 206 all the way down to 192. What do you do? Well, is it going to zero? You know, that could happen, but there's got to be some buyers out there, right? In the past. So let's look. Oh, no problem, Tommy. You're more than welcome. Okay. You know what? I apologize. Just so you know, I'm not paying attention. Tommy's driving. He said, so that's why I haven't been answering you. You know what? That's the first time I ever heard someone say, like, you know, they're watching a webinar and they couldn't answer because they're driving. Well, thanks for listening, and don't worry, we got a lot more to cover. All right, where can we find support levels on the stock? Right. So here we have a stock. We're not even looking at a chart. Not even looking at a chart at all. We're just going right to the data. And if I was looking at a stock like Google, it went down. The first thing I'm going to look at is, okay, where is everyone else? And where are the big buyers? So I'm looking over here on the buy side. I'm working my way down. And I say, oh, wait a minute. There's a 20,000 shares buyer right here for 600 and there's about 676 orders. It's pretty big. But I'm going to keep going down and keep going down. I'm going to notice, oh, wow. 3,400 orders out there, about 129, which is this order right here. So without even looking at a chart or anything, indicator, Fibonacci, MACD, any of that crap that most people look at, all that BS you want to talk about BS? That's the BS I look at. Okay. What do you think is going to happen when we get to 188, fellow traders? What do you think, just in theory, just out of what could possibly happen when we get down to that number? Irving says it might go up. Okay. You know what? I agree with you guys. Might spike. All right. Well, look what ended up happening. You waited. Stock hit it. and it went right to 191. Okay. Now, was that hard? Was that complicated? Because I don't know what you're looking at, because when you look at the left of the chart, it's only showing you what happened in the past. It's not indicative of the future. What is indicative of the future, if those same orders that are there now were in the past. The only way you could see that is using the NASDAQ book viewer. All right. Now, where can we find resistance levels on the stock? So let's look at this SMR stock. Stock had a really, really big run up, big pop right here, right? You ever get into a stock and you make money on it? You're like, oh, wow, when do I sell it? Like, should I hold it? The stock was at 30, it's at 24, like whatever it may be. But the thing is, good traders always have a game plan, right? And the game plan is you got to know where the sellers are. And the sellers are the resistance levels. So I'm going to go check over here. I'm going to look at NASDAQ book viewer. I'm going to notice right down here at 25 that we got a 90,000 share seller out there. All right. So remember, look, 100 shares. What the hell's 100 shares? Thousands a lot better, more than 100, but this is a lot. Okay. That's this order right here. So without even thinking, if you had a stock at 23, what's your game plan? What is your game plan? Game plan is, well, I only could probably, from what it seems, I could only probably make an additional $2 more. Not the $5 someone told me on the internet, not the $7 that the Fibonacci told me, not the Kramer on TV that they see where the analyst, okay? But I got to get through, and it probably can get there, but I got to go through this guy first, and I don't want to be that person, right? I mean, let somebody else break through that ceiling, not us. Because if you didn't, look what ended up happening. This is how you convert a winner into a loser. Now, don't tell me this has never happened to you. It's happened to all of us. And this is what happened to me. I didn't know this was happening until I was like you 35 years ago and sat in, at a job, trying to be a trader, and then somebody came up to me and showed me this. Right now, just think about this for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions would you have made in the past if you knew that you were coming up to these big, big, big orders out there? Right now, those big orders, we call them iceberg orders here on Wall Street. Those are big, big block orders that when people, it's not like you look at it and it's not what's on top of the water, it's what's on the bottom of the water. All right. Nobody likes to stick their head in the freezing water, but you know what? Didn't work too well for the Titanic. So that's why we call them an iceberg. All right. So let's go back to the live market and let's look at another example, which I'm going to talk about something called, if you thought that was pretty cool, wait till you see level 4. But before I do that, who here would like to get NASDAQ book viewer? One person already watched my video and said he already got it from NASDAQ. By the way, let me just tell you something that's even more crazier. Does anyone here pay any money for software or education or a tool or something like that? Anybody here? Internet? I think everyone pays money for internet, right? Right? Okay. So when I got started, I want to explain something to you. 35 years ago, the reason why there's not a lot of traders out there, okay, like me, I'm like one of when I started, it was about 1,000 of us. Now there's over a few million. So I'm like the great grandfather of this industry. The reason why there was so few traders out there is because at 22 years old, when I was introduced this technology cost $1,000 a month. Okay. This is 35 years ago. Now, today, if I sat here and told you that data costs $1,000, I could almost guarantee you that 98% of you would not do it for one reason. You're going to be like, well, it sounds good, but I don't really want to dish out $1,000. Okay. And that's why there wasn't that many people like me that talk about it and been around doing it. Well, let me tell you this. It doesn't cost 1,000. It doesn't cost 500. It doesn't even cost 100. It costs $15 right from the exchange. Now, let me ask you something here. Does anyone here have a problem to see 50% of every buyer and seller out there in the market and come up with $15? Does that sound like a lot? Give me a yes or no. Raul, you'll definitely do it $15. Patrick, you'll do it for $15, right? Listen, if you can't afford $15, this is your time to log out, because I'm going to give everybody a warning. And please don't take this the wrong way. I'm a little brash, okay? Because it's when I was trading someone else's money, right? Believe me, they didn't expect you to make money. They were worried about that you didn't lose their money. You can lose your money. They don't want you to lose theirs. So when they know you did something wrong, they want to call you out. And I'm warning you right now, fellow traders, if you think $15 is expensive, go back to your day job and go start looking for a stockbroker or a trader, someone else to trade your money for you. Okay. Nothing is free in this world. I'm just telling you right off the bat. So if you're willing to pay the $15, stick around, because I got some more to cover for you. All right. I'll tell you where to get it in the next 10 minutes. All right. So fasten your seatbelts, because there is one other better thing I'm going to show you. Hold on one second. Now, let me bring something up here for you. Here is our trading floor. I want to bring this up right here for you. All right. So are any of you here involved in a trading room? Anyone here have like hanging with traders, trading with traders? Anyone here doing that? All right. So I started the first trading room, and I'm going to invite all of you guys to come once we're done today. You can see right here, there's about 200 traders. Right now, it's slow right now. It's in the middle of the day. Our most volatile times in the morning. Right here is our alert service. And you'll get alerts on your phone. You'll get alerts on your, we do Telegram, X, everything. It's all linked. Here's all the traders right here. They're basically chatting and talking. And right now we're broadcasting some stocks that we're watching. Now, we don't tell anybody what to buy and sell because it's illegal to do that. I don't know if you know that. But we're the captains of the ship, and we'll take you and show you what's moving, and we're working with the traders in the room. So you're all going to be able to witness this. All right. So we do practice what we preach. Okay. Now, what we do right here, you could see here, it was showing some examples, like they're looking at NVIDIA. And, does anyone notice anything unusual about NVIDIA right here? Anybody notice anything unusual? Let me bring something up here. Hold on. This is from what I taught you already. Sorry about that. Let me move this over. No one sees anything. What did we learn today? Stocks go up with buyers and sellers. Do you see anything unusual? Raul, you hit the nail on the head. Anyone else? Is Raul the only one that's got that answer? We're at 134, right? And you could see these big buyers out here around the 135s, right? Big sellers out there. Does everybody see that? All right, look over here. I'm showing you this. Let me clear this out. And look what's happening right around here, around those prices. See, from 1045, you see how we're hitting like this big resistance levels right around here, 135s. Really hasn't gone anywhere. So what's happening there is that guy's really refreshing. He's got a lot of shares. He's selling. Okay, that's basically what's going on right there. Now, that's NVIDIA, right? Here's that order in NVIDIA we saw earlier. Now we're looking at more of a heat map. Here's all the orders. That big seller was right there. And look at all these orders out there. They're still out there. They keep coming back. 300, 200, 300, 300. You understand? So now what we did here on level 4, we have it on a heat map. So it's a little bit easier to see in the eyes. Instead of some of you like, well, there's so many numbers and everything else. All right. Now, what I'd like to do right now is, does anyone have a stock you want me to look at? Give me any stock. One of you said MS, right? MS, Morgan Stanley's it's not really moving. It's not that much volume. It's only about 1 million shares. The only reason why I don't like it. Give me another one. Let me see if I can find it. I need something that has good volume. QBTS, 42 million shares. Okay, that one's not bad. That one's not bad. Let me see the orders out there. QBTS. Let's see what this is. QBTS. So let me load up the order. So as it's doing right here, let me just look over here and show you. All right, so we had some resistance levels here, and we had finally it broke resistance levels, and it kind of went over here. So it's kind of hovering right around these two numbers, right? Now, when I look at the chart, look at the orders out there. And I got to load up some more data. I'm only defaulted at an hour, just getting some more data here. So you can see right here at 660, there's about 100,000, 189,000. Okay. So you can see all those orders out there that have been out there. And you can see once it got there, it hit it, came back down. It's still loading up the data. There we go. All right. So you can see it right there. Here's the open. Here's 930. This is program trading. And you can see the orders here, here, and here. They're still out there. All right. So if you wonder why all day you had that nice pop in the stock, but it's having a tough time breaking it, that's the reason why. Coin, we'll look at coin. We'll do one more. All right. Because I told you, we're out of time here. I got to go. I know a lot of you do too. So I want to get you guys registered before we go. Okay. So let's to come in the trading room. Let's look at coin. I know coin's got earnings coming out. So I'm getting the data here on coin. All right. So I see some big orders out. It doesn't trade that many. It doesn't have big orders like we saw before. But let me bring this back 3 hours. Get a little more data. Jason, let me answer JJ's question. If everyone is looking at the same data, who would take the other side of the trade to get filled? Well, listen, it's like selling a house. There's a buyer and there's a seller, right? There's like an option call. Some people doing puts, some people doing calls. There's always someone on either side. Listen, do you own stock? Is it for sale? Sure it is. Do you have some limit orders out there? They're out there. So when I zoom out here, you could see here that coin, it's got a lot of resistance levels around 300 and right around 295. So it had a really nice push this morning. It ran from like 286, went up, took a couple of sellers out, but they kept showing up, a lot of them. But it's got a lot of resistance levels with all these future orders out there. Not a lot of orders, but technically it doesn't trade that much, and that's the reason why. And that's why if you look over here, what was the high? 297, close to it. That has a lot to do with it when you're looking over here and you see those orders out there. And if you look here on a long-term chart, I think this is even a better one right here. Look at the resistance levels here. See, back in these days, it hit this resistance 300, came back to 260, 300, 260. So look, that order's been out there for a while from what it looks like. All right. Now, was that hard, traders? Was that difficult? No, it's not. You know what the hardest part about trading is? The discipline, which you probably hear all the time, the greed. You know what I mean? Like some people are like, well, some people in denial and be like, well, I love the stock so much, maybe we'll break it. Hey, you know what? What I want to do is I want to invite all of you to come and see it live. Okay. I showed you live data, but the thing is this, why don't you come watch it live? Come in the market, join our trading room, watch what happens, but I'm just telling you right now, I'm looking for serious traders because to teach someone to trade is a lot of work. Okay. But I don't want you to judge us on our winners. I want you to judge us on our losers. And I want you to judge our traders how they control losses, because that's everyone's biggest problem. It's not the winners that's why you're here. It's because you're holding your losers too long and you just don't know how to do that. So if anyone here has not been following me on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, we post every day. I love the shorts. People love them. We get right to the point. There's our YouTube channel. If everybody just click on it. And when you get there, please like us, friend us, and ring that bell, because every time we do an alert, you'll get a warning on it. All right. So very, very important you guys get a chance to do that. Now, Cyber Trade University, just to let you know, we're endorsed by almost every brokerage firm in the industry. These are just to name a few. And one of the advice I want to give everyone here, you all need to be educated. And if you don't move forward with me or anyone else, just please make sure they're endorsed by brokerage firms, because these people put a lot of compliance into it. If they would never recommend somebody if they thought that they were teaching their kids how to lose money, or if there were, bad actors in the industry. Okay. So just a little advice for you, future reference, moving down the road. Now, Cyber Trade University not only is endorsed by every brokerage firm, but we have a 5-star rating on Google. Probably you would never see that. Please check out the reputation. Not only that, but ChatGTP has ranked this #1 school. Is anyone here an AI fan, a ChatGTP? Okay. Well, when you ask them what day trading schools are recommended, believe me, they do their homework for you. By the way, if you ever need to know anything about somebody, if you ever want to find out reviews, check them out. Okay. All right. So what I want to do, everyone, here is I want to invite you all to our live trading floor. Okay. And I want to show you how we utilize it. We want to introduce you to the traders. You got Lynn and Randy here. They're one of our great fans out here. They love you guys, and they want you to be part of it because they were you a long time ago, including everyone else. All right. So this is all I'm asking for to move forward. All I'm asking for is a $9 trial. That's it, $9. And let me tell you why it's so cheap. I don't need the $9, and I would invite all of you guys to come in. But for us, just for you to pick up the phone and talk to my staff, okay, I'm losing money. I'm looking for serious traders, okay? And if you thought $15 was cheap on NASDAQ Book Viewer, now think about paying only $9, because you can get the data, but if no one teaches you how to use it, you're going to end up crashing. Listen, imagine you finding out that you could finally drive your own vehicle. Well, unfortunately, you got to get your driver's license to drive it. In trading, they don't do that. So if you want to be smart than everyone else, go out there. $9 all it takes. All you need to do, fellow traders, take your phone, scan that QR code, or click on that link, and we'll get you registered. All right. Now, this is what you're going to get for $9. All right. We do live audio commentary all day in the trading room. All right. You are also going to be introduced to everybody in the trading room. You're going to see the trades that they're going to do, what they're buying, what they're selling. Don't judge us. Don't look at us, what we do. Look at these students that are in the room, what they're getting in and getting out of it, because they want you to succeed. Because if you know what you're doing, you're going to get good feedback in the room. All right. Look at Kerry. Here's a stock you probably never heard of, ACB, but look at these winners. 46 cents. She got in at 622. You got another one, 604.7. It's 639. We don't really talk about money. We do things in a point system because first of all, I don't like egos. I don't like people bragging. And we like to keep everything, private, as in how much money people make. We're not looking to discourage anyone. So we do things on a point system, but you could see, you're going to meet people like Kathleen, Carrie, and Bill. All right. Now, there are other things that we do here in our trading. We'll talk about the iceberg orders. We'll show you how to get it. We're going to give you a couple of videos. We're going to give you all that cool stuff. We're going to give you some workshops that come along with trading. People pay thousands of dollars for it. I'm here to give it to you for free. Well, $9, because I want you to make a good decision before you go out there. You basically, some of you have seen some podcasts that we've done. They all pretty much talk the same, but at the end of the day, you got to follow the money. And it all starts with the $9. All right. So this is everything you're going to get. And this is what I'm going to throw in as a bonus. I'll give you $9 back. If you don't want to continue with Cyber Trade University, first of all, we're not going to charge you after a week. And number two, if you think we're wasting your time, just say, Fausto, it's not for me. Can I have my $9? I'll give you $9 back. I just don't want anyone here to come and waste my staff's time. All right. And I'm going to do one big last bonus. One more last bonus I'm going to throw in for you. Okay. If you register right now, I will personally talk to you on the phone. Now, I heard people that they spend thousands of dollars and never spoke to the owner. So what's my investor interest to talk to you for $9? Because the thing is this, I need to interview you. All right. I need to interview you. Think of me as a doctor. You're paying a copay. Right. And some people don't like the copay, but it's not paying $25, $50. You only pay me $9. And if you don't like my interview, whatever, I'll give you $9 back. But if you think there's something seriously wrong with you, you're not going to go and ask and try to cure yourself. You're going to go to the doctor, right? You're going to have to pay that $9. You're going to have to pay that copay. Pay the copay of $9. If you really like to trade, let me show you how it works. Look how much you've learned in a short period of time. And then we'll have that consultation a couple of days later. All right. Raul, you just registered. Welcome aboard. I look forward to teaching you. All right. Now, does anyone here have any questions? Now, personally, I think I'm sitting here waiting. I would think every single one of you will register right now. And if you don't register, I am going to assume that all of you are going to quit and go back to your day job. That's the way I look at it. Okay. Because who would you rather learn from? Somebody that figured it out and came out with some indicator, or would you rather learn from somebody like Cybertrade University that has a very good reputation, has been endorsed by every brokerage firms, was a market maker on Wall Street, just taught you how to follow orders, all right? And instead of trying to figure out yourself, that take you several hours, it'll take you less than 7 minutes. So look how much you have grown from where we started to where we finished, all for $9. All right. Couple of shout outs right here. Once again, Raul, I got your registration. Welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you. Susan, I got your registration. Welcome aboard. Mike from California, got your registration. Thank you very much. Steven, welcome aboard. Got your registration. Now, listen, when you guys register, it's very important that you do this. There's going to be 5 questions that we're going to ask you when you register. After you register, let us know who trained you, if you have any training, what kind of style you have, what broker you have. Okay. So I want to make sure we take care of that. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is you're going to book an appointment. I'm going to give you my book for free, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, you're going to get my book. You can pay me $47 on Amazon, but I'd rather get you for free. I'm trying to be very generous here. And then you're going to be able to make an appointment, talk to an education advisor. They're going to take the time to talk to you, show you what you see in the room, so you can have a really good, understanding of what's going on. All right. Any other questions, fellow traders? All right. So I'm a little confused right now. We got almost 60 people, only 10 people registered so far. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. So I actually does. That means a lot of you, probably it's not for you. I don't know. Probably that is. But as of right now, I don't understand what $9 is going to do or change your life other than I just showed you, what just happened here. Now, a couple of questions did come across here. I like to share with everybody. One person asked me earlier, how much money do I need to trade? And I think that's a great question, but you might not like the answer. It's going to cost you $9. Everybody's like, I don't understand. It doesn't cost $9 for it. Yeah, you know what? Pay the $9 and you'll see how much money you really need. Number one, you don't need a lot of money to do this. Okay. But how do you know how much money you really need and know what stocks you'll be trading if you don't even have someone that takes you under their wing? And another question people always ask is, do I need a brokerage firm? No, don't worry about that right now. That's the least of your problem. It's a pain in the ass to open a brokerage account. So don't worry about the brokerage account right now. That's the least of your problems. Right now, let's make sure things are for you. Now, a lot of people also ask, how do I get to level 3 and level 4? Well, I got these workshops made for you. When you're ready, when you take the $9, we got these small 5-minute workshops. We'll show you how to download it, because if you go to NASDAQ right now and buy it, you're probably not going to know how to use it. You're going to get the wrong defaults, and you might even buy one that's not even, you might buy the most expensive one. You don't need to do that. So that's all going to be taken care of. All right. Do you cover options? People say, absolutely cover options. But the thing is, if you want to be a good options trader, you got to be a stock trader first, because it's the movement of stock makes an option move. But we do swing trading, we do options trading, and mainly a lot of day trading. And once again, 1 week trial, $9. Take your phone, scan that QR code, and go right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to go. Anyone else have any other questions? Lynn, thank you very much for your compliment. I appreciate it. Look at Lynn. Lynn, you get to meet her. Fausto, I read your original book. When was the last time you updated it? I'm actually in the process of updating it now. I'm glad nothing really has changed, believe it or not, from my old book. I know the book's about 10 years old. I'm coming up with a new version of it, but nothing really has changed. Other than the traps that changed. And now we have what we're about to show you now, which is the level 3 and the level 4 that's out there. A couple of questions here, but Louise has a question here. If you're not doing this, you're cheating yourself. It's very least a week of trading of education. Well, that's really nice of you, Louise. Could everybody just read that what Louise wrote out? That is a really, really nice compliment. Thank you very much, Louise. You know, very nice. Here's somebody that you're going to get to meet her in the room. She was a professional trader her whole life, okay? And even her didn't know as much until she came into the trading room, okay? And believe me, the hardest people to train are people that are in the industry. And then when they see this, it kind of just makes sense. Your start date, John, you could start whenever you want, okay? Listen, you see what's going on at the market, you get earnings announcements. Get ready now. Jump in there now. Don't waste any time. Start tomorrow. Get your appointment immediately, John. Okay. But I didn't see you register yet, John. I didn't see your registration come in. I don't know if you're in the middle of doing it. Mel says, Josh is a tremendous job. CTU is legit, worth every penny, $9. Well, thank you very much, Mel. Mel, by the way, you have that on to private. Just click on all. There you go. We shared that with you. Yeah, well, listen, everyone that works here has been working for almost 10 years and old and beyond. Some of the people in today's industry are actually students of ours. They love working. They love helping people. And you know what helps us is because if we could teach, if we know that you're a good trader, we're going to do well ourselves because you're going to get good feedback. If you're not good at it, you're not going to do that well, you know? Is that you, John? John Rogers? Is that you? I just got your registration. Perfect. All right, good. All right, on my phone. Okay, no problem. I got it, John. All right, traders. Any other questions? Any other questions before we go? Until I see everybody in the trading. Listen, very important, fellow traders. If you want to make this successful, you got to learn from traders, and you might have to learn from a few traders. I might not be the only one. You might need to learn from a few, okay? Because don't fall in love with the first person you meet, okay? It doesn't really work out that way. Don't fall in love. It'll just get your interest, but definitely sample a couple of people, all right? Some people might look good on the camera. Some people might have a beautiful website. Some people might have good, great marketers, great following. Doesn't mean they're good teachers. The way you're going to learn if someone's really good is not me. I'm not going to sit here and brag. Look at the traders and see what they're doing in the trading room. Okay. I know a lot of you want to talk to them. They're the ones that know. And you know what? They're going to be honest with you. They're going to tell you, hey, you know what? I did this person. This is what the issue you're going to have with them. You're going to learn. But definitely go out there and listen to a couple of people. Tommy, that's right. I'm already a student of Fausto, the Italian from Rhode Island. Thanks a lot, Tommy. It looked great to see you. Having a good time, Tom. It's great to have you, Tom, on in the trading room. Appreciate it. All right, traders. Thank you for listening. Last chance to register. And for everybody else, remember the stock market is closed on Monday, President's Day. So we will give you an extra day to make up for it. All right. Honestly, you only really need 1 day in the room. I think you should be sold. If you were not sold right now, you know what I mean? If we're sold right now, imagine what you learn in 1 day. You don't even need a week. 1 day will you be sold. All right. Good luck, everybody. Happy trading. I'll see you on the trading. One more last person, Michael Moyle. I just saw you just come in right now. Thank you very much, Michael. Look forward to teach you. All right. Happy trading, everyone.